Good evening, family. Once again, it's your DC dude. If you are already a subscriber to this channel, then welcome back. If you are not, however, I recommend that you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can stay in the know about where we're going to go. This is our first evening video, family. I'm down at the Martin Luther King Library on 9th and G Street today. I just wanted to bring people up to date with what's going on with the library system, and most of all, what's going on with the Martin Luther King Library. Stay tuned. Just to give people an update, you know, the libraries are still closed relatively, but they're slowly but surely coming back to normal, so to speak, right? You can like use computers there, but what you have to do is come down and sign up for the day to use a computer to print information and things like that. Use the printer, use the copier, right? But as far as, you know, getting your own books and things like that, you still have to put them on hold. You can put your books on hold and come down and pick them up. Anyway, I don't know if you can see the screen pretty good. There's a light on the inside, so it's not as good as it usually is. But this library is going to be phenomenal. They don't know exactly, like I said earlier, they don't know exactly when. I think it's on the mayor. I think they're looking at June for the date the library is supposed to open. So I'm just going to take a walk around the Martin Luther King Library so you can kind of see the changes. If you've been here before, you'll be amazed. It's going to be very nice. So let's take a look. The Martin Luther King Library is the central library of the DC public library system. It first opened in August 21st, 1972. Almost 49 years, it'll be 49 years this year, right? So the original Carnegie Library used to be the central library, and that opened in 1903 at the Mount Vernon Square. So, you know, the Mount Vernon Square is that square. One of the videos I did about the worst intersections in DC, Mount Vernon Square is across the street from the convention center, right? And today, part of it is a library, but most of it is an Apple store. And that makes sense because Apple contributed a lot of money to restore that old building because it's been around since 1903, right? This building was built in 1972. The architecture is pretty modern. I mean, even to this day, it has a modern feel to me, right? It's constructed of matte black steel and bronze tinted glass. The original cost of the building was $18 million. This huge building is 400,000 square feet. It has 4 stories above, and there are 3 stories below. You could go down 3 stories. So the library we're looking at today, the project started in 2017, and it was finished about 8 months ago. The cost of the renovation, a mere $200 million. Mayor Muriel Bowser was a part of the ribbon cutting ceremony. So what can we expect from this new renovation? Well, it adds more public space. The fourth floor is going to be open to the public, where before it wasn't. So it features a new set of stairs, an auditorium, and check this out. It has an open rooftop space for events. How cool is that going to be? Why not the library, right? I mean, all the new condos and apartment buildings that went up in DC, most of them have a rooftop something. You know, so why not the Martin Luther King Library? The second floor lighting is pretty cool as well. On the ceiling, if you can see the circles and the different shapes of the lights. And I am so excited about the opening of the library, y'all. You know what? This library is near and dear to my heart because this is kind of where I got the confidence to start writing a blog about DC stuff, right? Because they have a whole department called the Washingtoniana that's all about Washington. You can find any and everything that you want to know about the history of DC there, y'all. They have old books from the 1800s with maps of neighborhoods before there were homes there. And you know, every decade it comes out with a new book. The books are so old that the pages are cracked and like brittle. Like you have to be careful when you turn them, right? So this is where I got my start. This is where I found that book called Washington at Home. And Washington at Home is the book, that was the first book I cracked open that talked about more than just Anacostia when referring to east of the Anacostia River. Because most of the books I was finding, you would think the Anacostia was the only neighborhood over there. So anyway, just wanted to give you an update. Wait a minute, y'all. Here's the stairwell right here. So this is when you go into the library. This has always been the entrance. That part looks the same. The open atrium looks the same. Nothing. In the back, there might be something going on that's different. Look like some steps and some kind of stage, maybe. Because when it was open before, the stage was off. If you walked in, it was off to the right, and it was kind of you broke it. You know, you set it up and you broke it down. This looks like it's something permanent going on over there. But here's the stairwell. Woo! This is sexy. It was nothing like this, y'all. Look at that. Whoa! It was nothing like this. I'm talking about when you first used to come on this side of the library, because you know, like I said, it's 3 floors below, right? Before it was kind of a cold thing. You had to be careful when you went in the stairwell. You know what I mean? People would hang out in the stairwell. It was kind of like walking around in a public school. You know what I mean? Like, but this is open. I like the open space. So speaking of open space, right? When you look inside, because when it was open before, there was 6 major departments, right? It's kind of like the end of a shopping center, like a major store, like a Sears. What do they call that? I can't think of the name of that right now. But on each end of the library were departments. So this one looks like it's going to be called New Books and Cafe. Cafe? For real? Well, before, I think it was called Popular Section or whatever. But what I wanted to point out was the open space. See the shelving over here? Like the black shelves? They're low. But before they were like super high. Like they were like at least 8 feet tall. So it was kind of like a thing too, where things were going on between them shelving spaces. You know what I mean? So that looks like one of the changes that they made. Because you have to think, I'm going to keep it real for a second. There are homeless shelters downtown. Keeping it real. So when it's cold outside, where else? And shelters say, you got to go. It's the morning time, you got to go. We see you back at 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., whenever. What do you do all day? If you don't have a job and you're not trying to, make things happen for yourself, and you're just hanging around, and a lot of people in those shelters have mental illnesses and things like that. They have mental illnesses. Speaking of which, my man Mike over here. But he broke my train of thought. Basically, what I was saying was, you can't just walk in stores and say, "Can I hang out here today?" You will hang out here. So. And it's not just DC. I'm sure all major cities have that thing going on where a library downtown kind of house the homeless during the day. People were sleeping here. You had security guards walking around poking people, talking about wake up, and they had urine smells in the stairways and things like that. So it looks like they made some changes to try to, keep that to a minimum. Excited, family. Can't wait till it opens. That's it, family. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Please, as always, take ownership of the channel and leave your comments and tell us your thoughts, your ideas, what you want to talk about next. Anything you want to talk about. It's your world. It's your channel. There is no telling where we're going to end up next. So if you want to ride, just click on subscribe.